Hey guys, it's your girl Jay, and today in this video, I'm going to attempt to make some chocolate frosting. I was craving a vanilla cake with chocolate frosting because I haven't had it since I was a little girl. So I was like, let me try to make some frosting homemade, some chocolate homemade frosting. Because I used to get it at the store-bought icing. That's the only store-bought icing that I like is the chocolate frosting. Other than that, I do everything from scratch. But I was like, let me just try this from scratch because I've seen, a couple videos, and I was like, let me just try it. So here I have some heavy whipping cream, 1 stick of butter, some powdered sugar, vanilla extract, Hershey's cocoa, and I do have the Ghirardelli semi-sweet chocolate chips. You can use either or. You don't have to use both of them. I just had both of them just in case you had either or in your house, or you just prefer the powder over the chocolate chip. So it doesn't matter which one you get, or if you have the chocolate bark, that's fine too. Just make sure you have some sort of chocolate for this recipe. So let's get into it. So here I melted that 1 stick of butter in the microwave, or you can do it over the stove. Microwave is just easier for me and quicker. So I melted 1 stick of butter, and then I put in 1/3 cup of the Hershey's cocoa powder, and I'm just gonna mix that in really good. And then I'm going to add in a little heavy cream. I think I did 1/3 cup of heavy cream. And I made sure that my heavy cream was room temperature. I didn't want it to be cold because I didn't know if it will cause like another reaction in the frosting. So I was like, I don't want no cold heavy cream. We just make sure that the heavy cream is room temperature. You don't have to. I just did it because I didn't want any like lumps and stuff like that. So then I'm going to go in and add in 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. I kind of know how to measure out extract without using the teaspoon sometimes, so I just did it freehand. But you can use your measuring cup if you want to. Then I'm going to add in, this recipe calls for 5 cups of powdered sugar. Now, what I did was I went in and I did 4 cups of powdered sugar at first, and then like I kind of tasted the frosting to see like, do I need it any sweeter? Do I need more chocolate? Do I need more heavy cream or more milk? What have you? Because I don't want to make it like too sweet and then I don't taste any chocolate. You get what I'm saying? Like I was like, I don't want to do that. So that's why I kind of like add in my powdered sugar, tasted it, added more powdered sugar, tasted the frosting. So that's what I did. I use my hand mixer. You don't have to use a KitchenAid for this. I should have used my KitchenAid or a bigger bowl because stuff was just flying everywhere. Powdered sugar was flying everywhere. Chocolate was flying everywhere all over my counter. So I was like, dang, I should have used my KitchenAid, but I just didn't want to pull out that heavy equipment. So I was like, let me just use my stand mixer because every video that I saw, people was using just, their hand mixer. So I was like, okay, I just use it. But I guess you can't go by what everybody else is doing. So, but yeah, I kept adding in and so you'll see that it gets thicker or whatever. And this is kind of where I ran into like a little problem. It just wasn't looking like everybody else on. I'm like, oh, what is going on? The taste was good. Now, don't get me wrong, but it just wasn't giving what it's supposed to have gave, if you get my drift. So when it gets thick like that, I had learned that you can just add in a little more milk. And you don't necessarily have to use heavy cream. You can use regular milk as well. The recipe that I saw used heavy cream, so that's why I use heavy cream. But I was like, let me just try milk because I don't want it super thick. Like milk, it's not gonna make it like super thick. So I was like, let me do that. And then, guys, I ran into my second problem. It wasn't like as rich. I would say like the chocolate wasn't, it wasn't like coming through. Like I can taste the chocolate, but I kind of needed a little more. So I had to add in some more chocolate. So I had melted down some of the semi-sweet chocolate chips that I had, because Ghirardelli gives you like, a more chocolate flavor than the Hershey's Cocoa. Because I was like, maybe the Hershey's Cocoa wasn't, you know, as good. Then when I took my cake out, it was so fluffy that it broke. So that was like, what? That's the third problem that I got. Like it was just doing too much, and I'm like, you know what? So I had to like kind of patch it up. I had to put some frosting on there, patch it. Then I had to go and put it in the freezer so it can stay. It was a hot mess. The cake was good. The frosting ended up turning out good. I still think it could have been a little more silkier. So I don't know what I did wrong. I don't know. I don't know what I did wrong. If y'all got a recipe for me, please put it in the comments. Please tell me what I did wrong, because I don't know. It was like I said, the flavor was good, but I guess it's for me, like seeing it, like the texture, it was like, I wanted a little more silky, but I didn't want to put more milk in there because I was afraid I was going to mess it up. So yeah, I was like, yeah, you know what? I should have just brought the store-bought frosting and called it a day. Okay. But I like to make, things from scratch. So I guess I'll just try again, because baking, that's all we do. We just try again. Sometimes it takes three tries, sometimes it takes 10, sometimes it takes 30. That's just a part of what we do as from scratch bakers. We just try again. Okay. So anyways, I had stopped trying to attempt to make that frosting, and I just iced this cake. I had a little batter left, and then I made 3-layer of 6-inch vanilla cake. So I was like, okay, I'm just going to frost this cake and we're going to eat it, because it was just for the house. I ain't make it for nobody. So I was like, I don't care how ugly it is. We about to eat this cake, okay? And we did. That cake was gone. Like the next day, I think. Yeah, that cake was gone. Then, guys, I ran into this is the fourth problem of the night. Maybe I was just too sleepy. I worked all day. I get up at 6 o'clock in the morning, 5 days a week. So maybe I was just tired. Okay. And I did this cake like 11 p.m. I think I was doing this cake. I ran into my fifth problem. Then when I went to ice the cake, it wasn't even at the top. I should have cut off some more of the cake to make it even. I said, oh my God, I can't. This is just too much. I need to go to sleep. Like, y'all can see at the top, it's like sloping. Like, I was like, oh my gosh, I gotta go to sleep. But anyways, the one thing I do know that I know how to do is smooth out a cake. Oh, I'm a pro at smoothing out a cake. I've done it millions of times, so I'm gonna make sure that cake is smooth. And then at the bottom, it was like buckling, because the part that I froze where it came off, it was trying to now it's like cooled down, and now it was just trying to come off the cake. I'm like, oh my God, this is just too much going on. But I ain't care. Guess why? Because this is not nobody else's cake but mine. And we ate it, we cut it, and that's all that matters. It tastes good. That's all that matters. So I ain't care how it looked. I just wanted to show y'all that, sometimes in baking, you're not going to always have a perfect recipe. Sometimes you have to tweak recipes. You get a recipe from someone and it look good on their video, but when you do it, it go south. So it's not going to always go right. You just got to keep tweaking it until you get it perfectly. Like when I first did red velvet cake, it was so bad. When I tell you, like, the color didn't come through, nothing, it was so bad. But I got it right. I got it right. And I know how to make a red velvet cake now. But this is how it turned out. I had some extra little frosting left, so I just did that, stuff on the top and on the side. And I cut it. It was real good. The frosting ended up being real good. I'm so glad I added those extra chocolate and put in a little more milk. And I actually did end up doing the 5 cups of powdered sugar. You need the 5 cups of powdered sugar. And it ended up being really, really good. Like I said, it wasn't shiny and like really, really silky like I wanted it. I don't know what I did wrong, but it was good. So everybody in the house said it was good. So, hey, it was good. But let me know in the comments, y'all, if y'all have a chocolate frosting recipe that I can try and attempt again. Okay, please let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. And I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye.